So creating content can already be hard enough, and then you get into having to set up gear and everything like that. I've been working on some ways to speed up my content creation. I've already got a desk set up, but what I wanted was something like this, which is kind of my revised all-in-one YouTube studio setup. So I want to show it to you, but here's the thing, got a little twist to it. I've set it up so you can use it with a DSLR and an iPhone. So let me show you piece by piece how it works. First of all, let's start with the stand. This stand is by Impact. It's called an Impact rolling stand. And if you notice, it's got 3 wheels on it. I have them all locked right now, so it's not going anywhere. And these legs can actually fold up. And that's what I like about it if you want to store it away. But when you come all the way up, you'll see the stand goes all the way up here. And you've got a couple of places here where you can tighten it. And I don't even have it fully extended right now. And one of the reasons is because I have a ceiling fan in my office. I can only take it up so much about the light because of the light, but we'll go into that in a minute. It's really nice and it's sturdy. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to demonstrate how sturdy it is. Now, the reason I chose a rolling stand, and I'll tell you why, is because I want to be able to move it all over my office. I don't want to always just necessarily stay in one place with it. So I can have it against this wall. I can actually have it where I'm shooting back against my desk. To me, having something that can move but has everything on it was the key. So the light that I'm rocking on this thing is the Amaran 60D S, and the D stands for daylight. So daylight lighting is like 5600 Kelvin. It's what I shoot everything on, and that way it just kind of matches a little bit more like daylight. But on this particular brand, the D stands for daylight. Now, this light is really easy to use. There's a switch right here, and when you turn it on, you can see right now I have it set like at 15%. So if I come around here, it's probably going to be a little hard to see right now how bright it is, but to me, it's like the perfect brightness, especially when I'm on my camera right here. You can actually just go up here and you can adjust it up and down that way if you see it going, or you can do in increments of, if you push it in, it goes by 10, or actually by 20s. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to take it back down to 15. Now the light comes with this bracket right here. Doesn't come with the softbox. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Now it also comes with this. Now you can use an AC plug. I just chose this. I grabbed these batteries off of Amazon and this attaches to it, and you can get quite a bit of time out of this. But if the batteries die, I can just switch to AC power. So this light is called a Cobb light, and it stands for, I think that stands for circuit on board. So if you don't have something like a softbox, it does come with a couple of domes, but it would be very bright, I think harsh. So I got this softbox. It's actually from, I think it's called Suit Photo. It just snaps right in. This type light has something called a Bowens mount, so it's easy to pop on. And then you also have this diffusion. Now, there are some things that you may have seen some lights before where they have something called like an egg crate. I don't have that for this light, but it makes it soft enough, and I think it fits perfectly on this impact stand, and it's easy to move around and use. Now the first setup I have on here, I'm using my Canon M50 Mark II. I have a Sigma lens on this. The Sigma lens is made for the EOS M mount. It is probably one of my favorite lenses. It gives you a nice blurry background. It is a prime lens, means it's a fixed lens, so there's no zoom on it, but if you just kind of adjust where you're sitting, it's fine. This is one of my favorite cameras. It is the Mark II, and I'll tell you why I got that. Is because it has something called clean HDMI out. If you want to know more about that, I did a video once explaining that. I'll put a link to that down in the description. But it allows me, if I want to turn this camera into a webcam, it's perfect for that. And so my camera for choice on here is my Canon M50 Mark II. Now on top of the camera, I'm using the Rode VideoMic NTG. I really like this mic because it has a gain knob on the back. I have a lot of different mics. Most of them are Rode, but I like it because you can adjust the gain, and it's better to adjust the gain on the mic rather than the built-in gain on a camera. It just, you're going to get a little better sound that way. Plus, you can also use this as on a computer. You can hook it up USB. But to me, it's just nice. And it's got a little thing where you can actually extend the mic out some. So I just keep it connected to the top of the camera, plugging right in. And that way, there's no audio to sync up. So when I'm recording, it's just going to record my audio straight onto the video. Just makes it faster to edit that way. So I've also decided on here that I would put a mount that I could put my iPhone on here with my notes. So if you notice, this is, and this is just the iPhone 13 Pro, but this is a MagSafe mount from Moment. And what's really nice about it is there. And if you notice, if I'm sitting here talking to the camera, my notes can be right here if I want them. Plus, what's really kind of cool about this mount is it also has a cold shoe right here. So I can even use it to mount a mic. This will actually rotate around, but it's literally just that simple. And then it's attached to a small little, from SmallRig, it's just a little arm that you can attach it to right there with another little, I'll call it a mini super clamp. How about that? Okay, so there's really two more pieces to cover, and one is the 6-inch arm that is attached to the stand, and it's attached via a super clamp. Now when you get that, you get the clamp and you get the arm together. There's even a little spigot that you can put something on, and I'll show you that, because that's kind of the cool little part of this. But you want to tighten that down. You can adjust it to however you want. Like I have my stand adjusted to more of a sitting, but you can raise it up, you can lower it down, but this is, I can just sit down, hit record, and be going. Now here's the piece of this stand that I think makes it unique and then gives me even more flexibility to shoot with something other than the camera, and it's this. It's the ball head and magic claw from Ulanzi. And by the way, nobody that I'm mentioning is sponsoring this, but this is really nice. It's sturdy. It's also got a cold shoe mount right here, so you can mount like a microphone or anything. You can put a monitor, you can put anything right here. Because it is a ball mount, when you loosen that, you can turn it around just like thus. It's also got a thread here. I'm not sure exactly the diameter, but this fits most like tripods and things like that. But check this out. If you see these two little brackets right here, when I push those in, that pops out. And there's even one of those little screws there that you can tighten. I can pop it back in. And this little red button right here serves as a lock. So if you listen, maybe hard to hear, but that means it's not going anywhere. So if I do that, you cannot get this off. But what's really nice is you can buy these parts totally separate. And because of that, that allows me to change my gear. So let me show you how I have it set up. This is my M50 on here right now. And if you notice, it's on here with the Ulanzi ball head and the claw. If I just take this off, now you see the base of it. And right here, you're gonna see how I've got it. This is the removable piece I was showing you. And I've actually added a SmallRig cage to this. And the reason I do that is just to offset so I don't have to like take all this plate off to get to the battery. It just goes right on here like this. Listen for the pop. Get it lined up. There you go. That's the first click. And then that was the lock. This is really important, I think, because otherwise you could accidentally, push these and it won't come off. Now, that's for this setup. What if I wanted to switch to use my phone? So check this out. I take this off and I have this little piece, and I can take my phone and I can add my phone, because this is another piece from Moment. If you notice that right there, and I've even got a mic on that, we'll talk about that in just a second, but it works exactly the same way. So I'll take the phone off so you can see it. All I've done on this, let me unlock it, is I've put another one of these little base plates, if you want to call it that, from Ulanzi. So you can buy just this and this separate. What I've done is I've added this, and I think it's called a filmmaker's cage. I'll put the link up to that, but it also has the MagSafe magnet. But watch this. When I click it, I lock it. It's not going anywhere, and I can take my phone and add my phone. And on top of this, what I've done is I've added a Rode VideoMic Go 2. It's a lot like the other one. There is no gain you can dial in, but these things are really sweet. and I've got a special cord. Now you have to have a special cable to hook up to the iPhone and a little dongle switch. But all I've got to do, I just come in here and I click it in and it's good to go just like that. And then I've got a rig now where I can use the same rig with my phone, and it's that easy. So this is all about versatility and being able to produce however I want to produce with whatever I need or want at the time. So like for example, if I don't want the iPhone, all I've got to do is unlock that. I can lay that off to the side. I can take my camera, pop it on, lock it. Remember, always lock it. And now I'm shooting with that. Could you hook a GoPro up to this? Absolutely. A webcam? If you can figure out some way to power the webcam, or you could even use the DJI Osmos Pocket 3, which I've been using to record all of this video. So you've got so many options with this one stand, and it's all about making it easy so you can create content faster or just whenever you want to. So hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you watching. I hope to see you next time.